Good evening and welcome back to the Fate of Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly D&D 5th edition actual play campaign, and I am Dungeon Master Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer, and we're joined today by our good friends.
Jill Benitis playing Bay of Senya, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger Rogue.
And Joel Gorman playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battlemaster.
Thank you for joining us once again, and be sure while you're here on YouTube to check out all of our other great content where we cover TTRPGs, Dungeons & Dragons, player advice, Dungeon Master advice, much, much more. Be sure to subscribe using that button right down there.
You can also join us on Tuesday evenings when we premiere the episodes of this show on YouTube. That happens at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time right here on our YouTube channel. You can also check out the show as a podcast if that is your preference.
And we are so excited to remind you once again that our next Kickstarter project, Monsters of Drakkenheim, featuring Pluto Jackson's Monster Slaying Guide, is coming to Kickstarter in just a few weeks later this spring. We are so excited to dive into the wondrous world of the horrible monsters that inhabit the world of Drakkenheim. If you've been a longtime fan of the show, you know that our heroes have faced some terribly wonderful, and wonderfully terrible creatures over time. Terrifying creatures. And we know so many of you out there have asked, what are the stats for that? Well, this is the opportunity for you to find out. Pluto Jackson's Monster Slaying Guide is going to have the stats for somewhere between 150 and 200.
Somewhere between 150 and when they tell me to stop writing.
Yeah. As long as we can put more pages in this book, which with more backers and more support, we can put more pages in this book. We can make a bigger book, because the big thing with a monster book, and this is why we need backers and why we need support. Our goal for this project is to make sure that we have full digital support. You know what that means? Every monster needs a token. You know what that means? Every monster needs a piece of artwork. And if you are an ethical person who is looking to work with real human artists to illustrate your entire book, illustrating over 150 to 200 monsters is pretty costly. And so backing our project now means that we can fill this monster book with illustrations on every single page, that we can produce all the amazing VTT content, all the amazing tokens, all those things that make a monster book really, really useful for you as a game master to really delight and terrify your players as well. Of course, for those of you that play in person, there's going to be lots of miniatures and other accessories, cards, tons of things for you to use in your games. So please follow the campaign. The links are right down below. You can follow it on Kickstarter so you'll know immediately when it launches. And as well, we've got a special VIP system that you can sign up for to get some insider updates before the campaign goes live. So check that all out right down below. And now, on to this week's episode.
Drakkenheim is no more. The devastation which fell upon that accursed place left a kingdom in ruin. Now, horrors lurking in the haze grow ever more great and terrible, while simmering tensions between rival factions boil over into outright war. The power of monarchs, mages, and priests hangs in the balance. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide, once and for all, the fate of Drakkenheim.
When last we left our heroes, Veo, Sebastian, and Pluto were delving deeply into the dungeons of Nox, the subterranean complex that lies beneath the holy city of Lumen that represents the ancient ruins of the capital of the empire of the sorcerer kings of old. Heading through chambers representing aeons of the passage of time from one reign of one sorcerer king to the reign of the next sorcerer queen, our heroes have encountered a variety of horrors as they have made their way through the sprawling ruins beneath the city. After crossing a bridge defended by a terrifying, magically immune and physically immune iron golem into a ruined complex of a sorcerer queen with architectural features reminiscent of the inscrutable tower in Drakkenheim. Our heroes fled the unkillable golem.
We
almost killed
You
it.
almost did damage.
Circumvented
It.
When I say we almost killed it, I mean I didn't do anything. I did nothing.
You used a goblin.
You hurt your
Distracted.
cross.
I used a goblin.
And fleeing that battle, heroically fleeing
Thank you.
that
thank
battle,
You, thank you.
the doors slam shut behind you as you step into a long, pillared hallway. The hallway before you stretches out as far as your eye can see, straight forward. The floor is covered in a geometric design. The obsidian walls are lined with pillars that are spaced out about every 30 feet apart. The pillars bearing arcane runes and ancient sigils that thrum softly. What illuminates this hall, you're not sure. But it doesn't feel like light, but it also doesn't feel like darkness. Even for Pluto, it almost feels, both Veo and Sebastian, you're seeing as if you were seeing through dark vision, but you're used to I like to imagine the dark vision kind of like, much in the same way that like night vision goggles, like it's kind of like clicks off suddenly at a certain point, but you're seeing that kind of black and white world of your dark vision, but normally you would expect your dark vision to end at a certain point rather abruptly, but it doesn't in this case. And for Pluto, you're like, wow, this is suddenly bright, but the color is off and washed out in terms of your own vision. As you glance down the hallway, you see, just with the finest bit of your vision, Veo, a little bit of a glimmer of something at the end of the hall.
Did you guys see there's a light or a glimmer, something down there?
Oh yeah. It's like a point.
Yeah,
Do you-
it's so, yeah.
Do you think this hallway is longer than 20 minutes?
I wouldn't know until I started.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But
Are you okay? You have a giant spike. I actually imagine that at this point we turn and Pluto's like covered in giant spikes, and I put my boot up against him, and I'm like, this is gonna hurt, and I'm like pulling him out.
use your half gloves back. Thank you for the
Fingerless
fingers.
gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. My fingers are cold, but my palms are dry and warm. It's nice, I guess. You really did a number on these. Just hoping you would keep them together. Didn't really expect you to disassemble.
Because of the disassembly, if I ever roll a critical hit against you, I want you to roll a d20. And on a 1,
It's on my fingers?
it's on your, it is like yeah, and so it will be a crit. So your armor will now block 95% of critical hits, but there is a 1 in 20 chance that that
you know what?
it won't work.
Worth it. Worth it.
You know what? We'll just have to go back to Sebastian's dad and get him fixed up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can fix them.
But
But
do you need healing?
I think I'm gonna slump against the door for a second, because my fists are also very bloodied from punching, and my feet really hurt. Like, have you ever kicked metal by accident? I did it on purpose, like 13
Your toe
times.
might be broken.
It really
like
hurts.
with steel toe shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kicking that golem so hard, and I'm not used to kicking. I'm used to stabbing.
Yeah. I think I heard a bell.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I heard a ding. But yeah, I might need to just sit here for a minute. I mean, if this is an endless hallway, it can wait. It's endless. We're not getting to the end anytime soon.
Do you want a healing potion? I have an extra superior healing potion.
Well, before we head down this hallway, should we take
Can we take like an hour?
short?
If I rest, can we like kind of examine but like not in a critical way. Can we rest while we just sort of take in this?
You would
round?
like to take a short rest where you are right now?
Is that okay, everyone?
Why did you say it like
He
that?
always says it like that, and it throws you off. But don't let it.
You're resting here, in this place.
Yes.
Just a short rest. We're
Are
not
you sure?
sleeping.
My back,
We're sitting up against the wall
My back
and
against the
tending
door.
to Pluto's wounds.
my feet outstretched. I need one of you to massage my broken toe.
Oh, I volunteer.
Get that boot off.
All right. You can all of you can take a short rest, but roll me a d6.
3.
6.
6.
Ooh.
Interesting.
You let us know when it works.
Right. Use
Does it work?
You sit down in the hall
Yeah.
and you imbibe your potions and you tend to your wounds, and your short rest finishes.
Okay. How are you for dice?
I have so many dice.
Yeah. Okay. Just let me know if you need a potion.
4, 5, 6,
Because
7,
I have
8.
2 superiors.
I'm gonna just blow through like all of my dice.
What do you have in your spell storing ring?
Oh yeah. I have 2 shields and a darkness. Yeah, can you give me anything into my spell storing ring?
Sure. What do you want?
Anything level 1.
I have 2 slots left, actually. Can you give me anything that's a 2 slot?
Let's see. For level 1, Armor of Agathis, Cause Fear, False Life, Hellish Rebuke, Hex, Magic Missile, or Shield. That's for you, Pluto. You could also take 2 of those. Or we can look at the second level. Shield's kind of classic, but you could hex somebody and concentrate on that, and then you get an extra d6 on your hits against them.
Ooh. And it's once per.
You're remembering that your warlock slots come back on a short rest, yeah?
Oh yeah, that's why I used them first.
I mean, what's cool?
I mean, I think Hex, Shield, Magic Missile if you need to hit something. Or you could do Armor of Agathis, which is going to give you... It's only going to give you 5 temporary hit points, because I'm only going to be able to cast it into your ring at a first level, so it might not be worth it. Because it's actually way better to upcast. So I would say False Life, or Shield or Hex for you.
I mean,
More damage or more protection?
shield could, or hex could be funny.
Alright, take a Hex.
I'll try hexing people.
We got Darkness, Levitate, Ray of Enfeeblement, Shadow Blade, Tasha's Mind Whip, Vortex One. Or you could take 2 shields.
Are you okay if I take two shields and just fill up my shield ring with more
I
shields?
would have.
Or do you want just one? I can take one. I don't want to take all your spell slots.
Hey guys, I heard you like shield. Should we put shield in your shield? So you can shield with your
You can
shield.
shield people
Yeah.
with your shield.
I think that will end up, because I actually had one of my spell slots used, so that will just use one of my first level spell slots.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll take one more. That way I have the 4 in my ring. Can never have enough shields.
Tell that
Sure.
to the golem outside.
Yeah, I hope we can find
Oh.
another way out of here and not have to go back the way we came.
I'll figure it out.
I almost broke my arms. I almost fell into blood.
I blew through all my hit dice and a greater healing potion, and I'm actually pretty good. I'm in a good place.
Yeah? Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want to keep these spikes that were inside of you as like a souvenir?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool, there
I
you
can
go.
always carry more stuff.
Do I still keep these temporary hit points
If you haven't lost them, you still got. Oh wait,
on a short rest?
they last an hour, so they are gone. Yeah, they only last an hour.
But they did some heavy work. Is
wow.
hex necromancy?
No.
No, it is not. It is enchantment.
Hero.
Is armor of Agath?
No.
But you do have the a second scroll of invigorate if you did want to invigorate everybody again.
Actually, yeah. Let's go look at my random scrolls. Invigorate at 5th level. Do you guys want some temp HP? I say in game, which makes no sense to any of you.
Honestly,
I think
know.
maybe right now we're okay because we just have to conquer a hallway.
We don't know what we're going up.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah,
Just like last time when we just had to conquer a bridge, right?
that bridge was easy. It was the golem that was hard. To be fair.
Yes, correct.
We did not anticipate the right enemy.
So the
So
hallway.
another golem appears.
That's what the light
Imagine the
was.
squishing.
Oh, that would have been a really good encounter, especially if they both had anti-magic fields.
And we're just getting squished.
I better write that down.
I mean, it would be too easy and predictable. You're not predictable.
No, I'm not.
Or maybe it's so unpredictable that you do it anyways.
Who are you talking to, Pluto?
I start running.
Like a ball of
All right,
bones.
you start running down the hall?
What?
I
Are we gonna go? Wait, can we inspect it first? Pluto, wait.
look. What did the
We all finish healing, and then
I get
it
up.
hits like the 1 hour mark, and Pluto just stands up and starts jogging down the hallway.
Okay, Veo, can you tell us what the man said to you in your dream?
I can.
7 ropes.
Past the infinite corridor, out of the darkness, there is light. Though I may close myself off, I may find a way forward. Even in the deepest darkness, sputtering light. There's sputtering light. No darkness is absolute.
It seems weirdly brighter here, in a manner of speaking, than previous.
And there's light down the hall.
And this, well, if there's a light down the hall, then it's not infinite. But we're going to figure that out. Again, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Timers?
You can't run, though.
No.
Is it 20 minutes of running down a hall or 20 minutes of walking? This is important.
Let's do a brisk walk.
Okay, brisk walk, 20 minutes.
We brisk walk 20 minutes. We're gonna start brisk walking.
Okay.
Okay.
You begin walking briskly down the hallway, with nobody checking for traps of any kind as you proceed forward, step by step, your footsteps echoing on the floor tiles.
Veo, Veo drops.
Each tile responding with stability and reliability as you place one step ahead of the next. Not
what we
worrying
like.
about at what point the walls may open up, or what the other side of the ceiling trap might open up, or pits may open and deposit you into acid or magma, or what kind of blades might come spinning out of the sides of the walls, or arrows raining down from below, or maybe a bunch of piranhas dropped on you from above, or maybe...
I assure you, none of us are thinking about any of that.
Yeah,
We're counting
Just-
how long.
I know you were worried,
we're
but
walking.
I'm minutes. I'm counting the seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Yeah,
And I'm looking over my shoulder like,
One
what's
Caspian
coming?
Greek.
What's
Okay.
coming?
1 Caspian second, 2 Caspian second.
Veo,
3
as you do so, you walk down the hall, and you walk and you walk and you walk, and when you look back over your shoulder, you are no further away from the door than when you started.
Oh, this is like that staircase in Mario 64.
I want to
say-
walk a little bit more and see, is the floor moving, or am I moving like I'm walking across the floor? And then I look back and it's the same.
Yeah.
Ah!
I walk backwards,
Okay.
looking at the door.
You walk backwards, looking at the door. As you walk backwards, looking at the door is getting further and further and further away from you as you walk backwards.
Great.
Are we staying with him? If I'm looking forward and he's looking backwards and we're walking, are we together?
Yeah.
I'm going to stay by the door for a second. I want to see how far
Well,
he is.
he's looking at the door that is moving further and further away from him. I look over my shoulder at the door.
You're no further away from the door than you were when you started.
That doesn't make sense. Pluto, how far away is the door?
I don't know. Now I'm worried about piranhas for some reason.
Pluto, you turn to look at him to say that.
Hey.
You look back, and you're no further away from the door.
Come
than you started.
on!
I want to get down and inspect the floor.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm like, there's a magical floor of some sort. The tiles. Checking out the grout.
Well, I'm also going to send Crowley just down the hallway as far as he will go.
All right. You send Crowley down the hallway as far as he will go.
I go into Crowley's eyes and I look back.
Crowley is 100 feet away from you.
He looks down the hallway. Does it just go on?
He does. Yeah.
Okay, Can we hear the riddle again, please?
I mean, I didn't write it out word for
Yeah.
word, so what I have is past the infinite corridor, out of the darkness, there is light. Though I may close myself off, I may find a way forward. Even in the deepest darkness, there is sputtering light. No darkness is absolute.
I got it.
Yeah.
And I turn around and I open the double doors that we closed.
They don't open.
Are they locked? Oh, no!
Let me in, let me
They're
in!
stuck.
Okay, everybody close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. Now, let's all walk down the hallway.
I can't.
So we're holding our...
How can I?
we're-
How
I have
can
blind
I?
sight.
Yeah, where are you?
I'll lead. I
Okay,
close my
it's just me and Pluto
and
holding
we're
hands.
gonna walk for
Where?
15 minutes.
Oh, that's all.
Okay.
Oh, my eyes.
How long do you keep your eyes closed?
15. We said 15 minutes?
That's 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Close your eyes and you begin walking down the hall. You know how when you close your eyes, there are still those strange spots and specks of light on the even like when you close your eyes and cover your eyes over, you still get those specks of light underneath that you see. And as you first close your eyes for the first few minutes, those spots in your vision begin to, you don't think much of them, but after the first 5 minutes, you start noticing the movement of them, the way that they're attuned to your breath. And as you move forward as you feel that, you start feeling that heaviness, that feeling of submersion in darkness that you felt elsewhere in the dungeons of Nox that wasn't present before. And you feel this warmth, like you are moving through, like almost like a thick, warm stew. As you continue walking forward. As you do, the spots in your vision become more prominent and more noticeable, starting to form shapes and patterns. You hear your breathing and the breathing of your companions and your own footsteps. And your footsteps begin, you feel the sense as you step on your feet that you might not be walking on tiles anymore, but perhaps gravel or even rough ground or cobblestones.
Do we open our eyes? Pluto?
I don't know.
Or do we keep walking?
You feel it?
I feel it. The ground's changed. Theo?
It's definitely changed.
Okay.
But if we open our eyes and I turn around and we're just at the door, I'm going to be really mad because we just walked for like 15 minutes.
Wait, do you want me to try?
About 10.
It's been about 10.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Pluto, according to...
Is it still hallway? Like, have I felt anything in front of me yet?
Only your companions.
Okay.
Does the walls change? I want to tap out and feel the walls.
You reach out towards the wall. Roll a d6.
1.
You reach out towards the wall and you feel, as you touch the cold stone, you feel a sudden feeling of fear strike through your body and an urge and a sudden moment of almost like the touching of the stone has shaken you out of a dream violently. Like whatever it is, a feeling that whatever you are entering a meditative state, and by touching the wall, you've broken yourself out of that state. So give me a wisdom saving throw to stay within.
21.
Okay. Unless you would like to open your eyes and leave this meditative state, you
No.
can remain in it.
No, I'll stay. We're staying, right?
Pluto, I'm for some reason really buying in on your whole concept that an infinite hallway is more than 20 minutes long.
I think we need to give it another 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna just keep walking. If we fall in a hole, I'm sorry.
I'm imagining that I'm leading too, because I have blind sense. So at least I have a sense if something.
Do you guys want to place yourselves in the middle of the hallway in the order that you're proceeding?
So it would be me walking. I imagine.
We're kind of on either side of you, I guess.
Yeah, I would say like holding onto your shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like, yeah, tippy tap forward with your
So we're
toes.
moving quite slowly compared to like. I imagine we're going much slower because I've closed my eyes and I'm wandering down this hallway. So I'm going at a much slower pace than if I was just regular walking.
Yeah. As you continue over the next 10 minutes, it starts to get very cold.
My fingers are cold.
You're breathing. As you breathe, you can feel your breath turning into hot steam as you breathe. The billowing vapor happening. And your footsteps turn into a crunch, 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 as if you are walking on snow.
Are my feet cold?
Yes. Your whole body is cold.
Wear shoes, so.
Don't open your eyes.
You start to feel the pinpricks against your skin and fur of almost, snowflakes that tap on your face and melt. And as you breathe harder, you feel a biting cold wind, and you feel it blowing past your ears.
I adjust my scarf.
Me too. Did not dress for this weather.
I don't have a visor anymore, so.
As you continue,
My
your
face.
eyes are still closed, but in that darkness, the spots on your vision grow larger and larger, like flakes of snow, until in your closed eyes, it is not darkness that you are seeing, but a snowstorm blocking your vision.
How many Caspian seconds has it been?
It got cold and I forgot. I stopped counting.
Oh no. About 20 minutes are we at yet?
In my mind, 8 minutes is about 20 minutes. So, sure. But I think we gotta keep going.
Okay.
Can I again? I want to reach out and just like, is the space changed? I'm trying to like.
Oh yeah,
feel-
can I just sense that? Am I still in the hallway? Or no? Would I have to do something more interactive?
Give me a perception check.
Get an 8.
You're not certain anymore. And in fact, as you try to tune into your physical surroundings,
Uh-oh.
you shuffle your feet around trying to feel for the floor, you move your hand around trying to feel for other things, and you feel like whatever meditative state that you had thrust yourself into, you're losing it.
Uh-oh.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, boy. Will you accept a 12?
You're slipping out of it.
Can
You
I?
feel maybe like you're tripping and stumbling.
I want to use my last Indomitable. Is that appropriate?
Yeah,
For
if you'd like to. Yep.
14.
You stumble for a moment, and your eyes bolt open, and you are back in the hallway.
No!
Are
Am
we-
I alone?
No. Vey and Sebastian are right beside you, and you're no further from the door than you were before.
Are we still in this snowstorm? Feel like we're in the snowstorm?
You feel Pluto. You get the moment of that sense that Pluto has stumbled behind you.
Can I but we're still in a snowstorm in our Can I with that sense, with my hand on Pluto's shoulder, I'm just like, close your eyes, buddy. Close your eyes. You're in a snowstorm. We've been walking for 20 minutes.
My fingers are cold.
We're in the snow. And can I try to bring him
give
back?
me a persuasion check.
I'm in a hallway.
It's going to be 28.
Okay. Pluto, Sebastian coaxes you back in. And you close your eyes again.
Just breathe, buddy. Just breathe.
And you all continue walking. And shortly thereafter, you find yourself back in the snowstorm.
Let's keep going. Okay. Don't think anything about it. Just let's keep going.
It might be longer than 20 minutes. I say we go for eternity.
I say we go until we find the light, whatever the light is.
Can I?
Infinity.
Just cause. Can I scoop any of the snow?
Okay. You reach down to scoop the snow. And in the moment, you simultaneously feel the cold snow on your hands and the cold stone of the real floor. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
And 19.
Okay. You managed to stay in it,
You guys.
but even that, you feel how that every as you the more that you try to your sense of it is that each time you reach out to confirm your reality, it shudders you out of whatever this hallway is doing to the meditation that you are in.
Did I pick up any fake snow?
No.
Aw.
No. If you would like to,
Yes.
if you would like to try to pick up some fake snow, and then I will tell you the consequences
No,
of that.
it's okay.
Guys, let's just keep walking.
I
Stop trying
tried
to
to
do
scoop
things.
up snow,
You know what?
and I was like,
I'm-
Pluto, you're lucky.
I'm really bad at meditating, so I'm gonna just lean into it. You're pretty good at meditating. I'm gonna follow Sebastian's guidance on this.
I'm going to take the middle.
Sebastian is an expert meditator,
Literally, I do it instead of sleeping.
so I will follow your rhythm.
I'm going to start talking to my two friends as I'm not going to do anything other than continue to walk forward, holding their hands and just talking about the snow, the cold, looking for the light,
Feel the cold
one step after another, in the cold,
in the cold,
in the storm,
the storm,
in the dark.
in the dark.
Keep walking,
Keep walking.
keep breathing.
Keep breathing.
Okay. As you talk to one another in the snowstorm, there are pieces here and there where the snowstorm begins to break over time. And as the snow flutters away, it is replaced in your vision by an endless white field and an endless blue sky. And then for a time, you continue as the sun sets over that blue sky and dusk begins to falter. And you walk again through another snowstorm, yet again. The second snowstorm. In the second snowstorm, you see ahead of you 3 figures. They have first appear as pools of darkness in the snowstorm. Just ovals, blotches in your vision. But then they become more and more apparent that they are walking ahead of you. And then, as you continue to walk after them, you feel the sense. Your eyes are still closed, but you see. You see the footsteps that they leave behind in the snow.
I follow in their footsteps.
Literally, like
Literally.
footstep for footstep.
Guys, match pace.
You match the pace of the footsteps, step by step by step. And you get the sense of the 3 people whose footsteps you're following. 3 names come to your mind. Gen, Tani, and Nem. And as you follow their footsteps, there's a few moments where you feel almost like you are not Sebastian, Veo, and Paluto anymore, but that you are Gen, Tani, and Nem. But at differing points, you are not sure which of the three you are. As you look down and even feel the bodies that you feel like you are following in the footsteps of, they are three humans, clad in strange-feeling clothing, each of them carrying a walking stick or a spear. The weapons that they wield are little more than stone tools lashed together with roughly made hempen rope. Their clothing, animal skins, wool, what they've lashed together. They're cold. There is something that you feel in the pit of your stomach. Hunger, pain, and fear. You feel the fear of being hunted by the wolves, of not knowing if you will come home with enough, of walking through this snowstorm.
Gen,
As
Tani, just keep walking.
the night falls, Gen, Tani, and Nem see something in this. The night falls, and the snow in your vision turns to stars. Again, that field of black of your eyes closing, the splotches in your vision forming stars above. Illuminated in the night sky in a familiar way. It is a night sky that you know. You can recognize the constellations above. Not enough to figure out where you might be in the world, but to know that you are in the world. And it is on this night that an octarine streak tears across your vision and lands on the horizon far away, sending a scintillating burst through the night sky. You feel fear and uncertainty.
Do I have the mind of Sebastian Crow, or am I more...
You have the mind of Sebastian Crow.
Okay. Does that... I mean, I don't know how I would tell this, but is there any way, like, does that feel like it's reminiscent of the meteor that's striking Drakkenheim?
Give me an Arcana check.
Having had a vision at a young age of...
With advantage, because you did have a vision at a young age.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to beat that roll, but that's going to be a 27.
You feel back in Sebastian's mind. What you just saw was like a sparkler compared to the firestorm that was the meteor that struck Drakkenheim. It was nothing. But it is enough to strike the fear into the three travelers.
Do the travelers know what it is?
You feel the three of them, one say to the other, "What was that?" Something fell from the sky. Should we go? Should we see? It was near the village.
As we say that, in their voices, I imagine, it's almost like I imagine we're not even talking, but the voices are coming out of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to turn to you and be like, let's follow them, us. And was it straight ahead of us that it crashed, or
Almost.
do we mildly change, like,
Yeah.
I will adjust direction to head towards where...
You continue following in the footsteps. Again, you feel the sense of both following and more the confluence of your vision and the dream and your action merging, reaching a coherence. The impulse to run takes over your bodies. As you run through the snow, the flakes of ice whipping against your faces. As you pass through a village of buildings that are dug into the snow. Past the village, that sigh of relief, of safety, of knowing that loved ones are fine. But then passing over a hill and coming upon a crater. It is not a large crater. It's small. No larger than ones that you would see in the streets of Drakkenheim. And there, in the middle of the crater, is a chunk of rock and metal that, unlike anything you've ever seen before, and a pulsing stone, a crystal, only about the size of the palm of your hand.
Is it delirium?
As you think that thought, you feel the incoherence of that thought, as if you are trying to bring a sense of knowledge into the world, into this moment that does not exist. Give me a Arcana check.
20.
The person that you are in the mind with does not even know what magic is.
What do we do with it?
Can I get any sense of what the instincts of the person I'm inhabiting want to do with it?
Each of you can roll me a d6.
5.
5.
1.
There is curiosity, and there is fear. And Veo, for you, Tanny, that curiosity is overpowering. You feel Tanny as they walk towards the glowing stone and reach out to touch it.
Can I... Tani, wait. We don't know what it is.
Stop her. Stop her now.
But it's beautiful.
It came from the sky. We don't know what it is. It could be dangerous.
Could be lovely.
Is there anybody back in our village who might have more knowledge about this?
You feel in that moment, Sebastian, yourself as Gen. That person for which knowledge and medicine, that is you.
I am the one who needs to know about this.
I'll poke it with my weapon. It's fine.
Yes, the scientific method.
The shard breaks free of the strange metallic rock, the glowing crystal beautiful like nothing you've ever seen.
And I poke it with my...
Mm.
What kind of weapon do I have?
A spear.
Oh, yeah, I poke it with a spear, for sure. Just kind of move it around and see.
It's beautiful.
Nem, what do you make of this?
I want to wrap it in a piece of my animal skin. Sort of cradle it and pick it up.
Okay.
And I hand it to the village elder, the one with the knowledge. You eat it now. That is how we will treat this stone.
It's a rock.
That's what I think you should do. You do what you want, but I think you should eat it.
That's why he's not in charge.
I
Yeah,
think
but-
it needs to be studied. We should bring this back to the village and study it. Perhaps it has properties that we can use to build weapons.
Kill our foes.
Yes,
Maybe you did.
The wolves. Kill the wolves.
this could help us survive, but it could be dangerous. We'll have to do experiments
It's a gift.
from the gods
If they didn't want us to have it, they wouldn't have given it to us.
right outside our village
In the cold.
in the dark. Shall we?
Is there more in the crater? Like we have one piece, right?
That's all there is.
Oh, just the one piece. Okay.
Are we okay to bring this back to the
Yeah.
village?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone should see its beauty.
Yeah.
And so you bring it back to the village. And bringing it back to the village, you feel that lurch of time passing. Now, a thing has been set in motion through this one innocent act that cannot be stopped. For you feel the awakening that this single stone has brought upon these ancient people. As you bring the stone back and you continue to walk down the hall, the snowstorm rolls in, but then begins to change. The darkness sets back in, and you walk again more, losing the sense of Gen, Tani, and Nem, and feeling much more like Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto in that meditative mode some more. As you continue further, eventually the snowstorm and the sound of this crunching snow changes to the sound of crunching gravel and sand. You feel a sense of the passage of many aeons. And in this moment, you feel yourselves like you are walking down a deep cavern passage. There are 3 of you, still as before. There is a familiar sense amongst one of you that Gen is still amongst the 3. But something has happened to Tani long ago. And while Nem still walks amongst the 3, there is now another, Saren, with you. And as you walk forward, you feel this heaviness around your necks. As you walk down the passage, you feel the linked beaded necklaces made of bone and other precious stones that cradle the shards of that crystal that now each of you wears as an amulet. As you walk down the cave, out of the cold, and into the place where you see what has become of Tani. As the 3 of you speak ancient words with Tani, asking for an explanation for what has happened, for what Tani has become, a voice replies to you that is not Tani's. A voice that speaks to that hope to survive. And it says, I can save you. I can help you save your people. I will teach you how.
Well, this doesn't feel like Tani anymore.
No.
Who are you?
It responds, answering with a name that shudders back through you. You have a strange sense for a moment, and you can all give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, no.
24.
17.
0.
Okay. Veo and Pluto, the two of you both take 20 points of psychic damage. Sebastian, you shudder and shake for a moment. And you look at the strange form of Tanny. The cold feet, the features. And all you hear are the padding of small footsteps. A hissing noise. And the image of writhing tails.
Help us. You can help us. I want to save our people.
And with that, the pact is made. You walk out of the cave with power. It is sometime later. The three of you feel a sense of strange and profound loss. You are walking, but there is only one of you. It is just Gen pulling the bodies of Saren and Nem, laying them to rest, to return to the cave years later. It is there that Gen reaches out. Once again, Tanny's strange form remains in the cave. But the creature that she talks to, that she speaks for, is not the same one as before. Gen has sought something else. And the words come from Gen's mouth. Help me finish what we started. Help me make sure that it will be okay. And the voice that responds laughs wickedly. A familiar laugh that Sebastian knows all too well. It is years later, and Gen is watching over the great, 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 great grandchild of Saren and Nem. And a powerful feeling of regret pools in his heart as he looks upon the orb that contains that first shard. You open your eyes and you're at the end of the hall.
How are you guys doing? Because
That was definitely more than 20 minutes.
does that count as infinite?
I don't want to talk about it.
What did we even see?
Damn. I almost forgot Pluto. You guys are here? We're all here? We're all accounted for? We're here, right?
We're at the end and looking at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
Just don't look back.
There is a singular doorway to the side of the hall. simple and unadorned.
Does anybody else feel like it's been multiple lifetimes? Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay?
My brain hurts.
Where were we?
We're getting to the end of the hallway.
Right. I suppose we go through this door then.
Let's go through this door and never go through this hallway again.
I open the door.
You open the door into a room of darkness.
Familiar.
Indeed.
I feel weirdly comfortable with this.
That's actually like way better than the weird hallway.
There in the room is a seated figure cloaked 7 times.
See?
Oh, yes, thank you.
In shrouds of darkness. On his lap is a metal box. Inside, a sphere. And inside the sphere is the shard from your vision.
Again?
Are you Gen?
The figure responds, "It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
A long time.
It is more familiar these days that I go by Old Man Knight. Welcome to my home. I hope that you know me a little better than you did before. It is not off. No one has ever had the courage to walk down that hallway as the three of you did. You are welcome in the House of Night."
What we saw was your past.
A piece of it. A piece that I believed you needed to see so that you could understand. Had you not seen that, I do not think that you would have trusted me.
That was
That was like the beginning. It felt like the beginning. The beginning of all of it.
I've like there's stories about how magic came to be in this world. I didn't really pay attention in history class, and most of it was just legends and rumors, but there's relatable concepts in what I saw in your story and what I've heard in legends.
It's true. It's all true. For those of us that were there to remember it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you've seemed to have been through so much. I can only imagine, just based on the glimpse that we saw, that you've been through even more.
How? If you're the... You were the first.
Indeed.
How are you here?
The man removes the first cloak, and the shrouds disappear. And before you is not an imposing figure shrouded in shadows, seated on a throne of obsidian, but an emaciated man, practically a corpse, seated in an antique wheelchair, cloaked in purple and gold robes.
Do you have to be down here, or do you want to be down here? Is someone sent you here or is this like a choice?
He responds, I've always been a bit of a homebody. I've lived here a very long time, and I don't really plan on living anywhere else. Well, if you can call what it is living.
How long have you been here? Here.
I've lived here thousands of years. I have seen every version of the city that was here. From that old little village to that nightmare city to the place it is today.
And beyond?
How so?
Beyond, well, Lumen and...
Oh, I've been all over. Of course. But I always find myself drawn back to this place.
Who? I mean, obviously you're Gen, but who do you go by other than Old Man Knight? Do you have any other names? Is there, or should we just call you Old Man Knight?
Others know me by a far more intimidating name.
You wear academy robes.
He nods.
Yeah, Were you the first?
The first.
Academy member?
Not quite. But I was there. Very close to the beginning. We had mutual goals. You understand?
Yeah.
At the time.
Do you have anything to do with the Academy now, the directorate?
I should hope so. I'm amongst them.
Oh no.
No, we don't know if they're all evil. We've only met one.
Well, now you've met two.
Well, were you there on the moon?
So you know me.
I do. I do.
Just double checking.
Cool. Good things, I hope. You've heard.
You remind me of many people that I've known over the years. I'm still not sure which way you'll end up. I've been wrong many, many, many times.
What about you, Old Man Knight? We've had brushes with the Academy. Specifically, obviously I've had brushes with the Academy. The Directorate. So far, none of them pleasant. There seems to be... Well, to put it bluntly, I'm not going to shy away from just saying that the Directorate hasn't really shown that they are after the same goals that I thought they were when I joined the Academy. So where do you lie, Old Man Knight? What's important to you?
Who do you think gave me the nickname Old Man Knight?
Someone.
Your mom?
My mom?
No, I had that nickname before she even came along. But over the centuries and the millennia, I have tried over and over and over again to control things, to change things, to alter things, to make things different, to avoid calamity, to avoid disaster, to stop things. And every time, I see how it just turns once again. More and more and more. More than an infinite corridor, I should have built an infinite cycle. A thing that we are forever trapped within. truly only ever able to go forward and forward and forward and forward, to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat again and again and again the mistakes that we make. Because we cannot change despite ourselves, despite how much. He taps the box. It changes everything. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Mr. Knight, we didn't expect to have this meeting. We didn't come to Lumen for this purpose, but it seems serendipitous that we are here talking to you now. The three of us are trying our best, which I will admit is not always good enough, but we have been trying our best to help those who want to change what I think the repeating cycle is. We've touched the heart of delirium. We saw the cycle. We saw other worlds. And from that moment on, we've been dedicated to stopping that from happening here.
And had I known now what I knew then, I would have left that little shard in that crater and walked away.
Somebody else would have found it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you could have stopped it. You couldn't have changed anything.
And what makes you think that you can?
Because we're not going to walk away from the crater.
I
Knight.
didn't either.
We're not going to take it. We know more now. We're going to destroy it.
Good luck.
Thanks.
How do you intend to do that?
Hit it real hard.
I
haven't really
you
got
know,
that far
we
yet.
have a few options. We have this lovely woman who wants to turn it gold. We have the Illyrians that want to smash it.
Mhm.
We floated this idea of just getting rid of it, just throwing it in another dimension,
Containment.
containing it, kind of put it in a.
Bubble.
We're still in the early stages. We're still in the brainstorming.
We've been brainstorming for a year. It's going well.
Yeah, we really haven't landed on anything, but we're keeping our options open.
Or we view it as really the evil source of energy that it is. It's
Or how do
not-
we live with it, right? Like, I mean, the Illyrians, I find it so fascinating that they seek out to destroy all this evil, the evil delirium in the world. Yet their entire foundation is built upon the ruin that they don't wish to destroy. They simply coexist with it. And yet they expect us to rid it. I mean, I feel like there's some hypocrisy there.
No, there's not a hypocrisy at all. There is a deep acknowledgement of the fundamental truth.
Which is?
The darkness is unending. It does not end. It does not stop. Darkness and light are two things that need each other to exist. You cannot have one without the other.
Simple question, Mr. Knight. The other directors that we've met, the experience we've had dealing with them, I was under the impression that all the directors were excited about delirium, wanted to harness its power, use it. you feel different.
Hence the name Old Man Knight. The other directors believe that I am ancient and jaded. That I have allowed the centuries of experience and the madness of my condition to take hold, and that I no longer have the foresight or the vision to see a future. And they are not entirely incorrect.
No, but you're right. If the darkness is unending and the light needs to coexist with it, like the only reason you just showed us, the only reason that we're here is because we embraced the delirium. We would not be where we are if it wasn't for the choices that were made.
But maybe we wouldn't have been spelling our own doom.
We were doomed.
Had we not made the decisions that we made all those years ago, we would not have survived that endless winter.
And so, you know, I don't know if we're going about this wrong, but like, I don't know if destroying it is I mean, number one, I don't think it's that easy, but we need to find a way to exist with it.
Well, if you want the hard truth, Pluto, we can destroy the heart of delirium, but that doesn't get rid of all delirium.
No.
I think it's about balance. There's too much delirium in this world.
It's taking over.
It's
We
taking
need to find
over.
a way to kind of like a garden. We need to tend to it.
Or else the weeds grow.
Yeah.
And right now the weeds are growing.
But to dismiss it entirely, like after seeing that, like I've seen some stuff.
But we've also seen what happened when we touched the heart. What happened to a planet that let delirium take over.
Yeah, and that's like the letting the darkness take over.
The imbalance.
Yeah.
Too much darkness, too much light. None is going to be the right choice.
Too much snow. We don't like that. Need a little delirium.
So where do you sit, Old Man Knight?
Other than in a wheelchair.
That's rude, Pluto.
But he is. I mean, saying like, you know
Okay,
what?
yeah, no, factual.
At least you didn't say where do you stand, because that would have been rude.
I've stayed in this world because I have always wanted and felt responsible for the curse that my choices put upon us. And so I know that when I act, I fail. I have failed too many times. But that doesn't mean I can't help you.
Did your actions bring the meteor?
No. If there was a way to stop that, but there isn't. It was only a matter of time. And it's only a matter of time before another one comes.
Another.
Oh, of course.
As big?
I know now, and I hypothesize. I expect that there are countless worlds in our universe, and based on what I can estimate from my observations of the stars and my conversations with the other directors, that in all likelihood, probably about 90% of the universe has already been entirely consumed. Likely. That still leaves a vast cosmos that has not, but it seems to me the inevitable end of all things comes from this, and that perhaps, yes, what occurred here was a 1 in a million chance. But our Earth has been here for billions of years. It is only a matter of time before another one comes.
But we may at least have
Oh, it will be millions of years from now, for sure.
the tools to
But
at least fight it.
Perhaps we can leave a warning for those in the future. Pass down the stories. Hope that we're prepared to deal with it if we can deal with it now. But, Old Man Knight, there's things standing in our way. If you want to help us, I can think of a few simple ways that you can help us very much.
I'm listening.
You know who the directorate is.
I do.
I think that we need to... The directorate's been who they are for a very long time,
Yes.
and their views don't align with that of the Amethyst Academy anymore. I think we need to change who's in charge. If you are helping us, as far as I'm concerned, you might be the best member of the directorate that I know of so far. If you are against delirium, if you think that this can be stopped, if you think that you can help, then let's just say I've been brought in to evaluate the directorate and decide who gets fired and who gets to keep their job.
That is quite the position that you believe you occupy.
I'm giving myself that position. Self-appointed.
Yeah.
But there are those who agree with me.
Do you believe yourself ready for that role and responsibility?
I do.
I'm not sure about it.
I do. I know I've always been a bit of a loose cannon, but I have the best interests of the Academy in my heart, and that is protecting mage-born children and teaching them to use their powers and using them to help people.
Do you understand the power that we on the Directorate wield?
I do, and I also need that power for a very specific reason.
I'm not talking about the power that comes from the position.
I know.
I
You
know.
understand.
I don't.
Yeah, maybe we can just say it all out loud at once.
Just to confirm our
Yeah, because
knowledge.
just so we can get all on the same page.
The magical might of my colleagues, especially those who have embraced the potential and the power offered by the delirium, is, to say the least, formidable. And there are others on the Directorate that it is in their very nature to embrace that power. I will help you, but you must prove to me that you are capable of doing this, and that you are capable of meeting the power of an Academy Director. And there is only one other kind of being who has who has wielded similar power to the other members of the Directorate, and it is fortunate for us that there is one not so far away for you to test your mettle upon, if you wish to take up that challenge.
Who? Is it a demon?
No.
I'm not going to kill the Divine Matriarch.
No.
Okay, good.
You know what? How about instead of us guessing, you tell us who it is, and then we'll.
I got real
Well-
concerned there.
I guess the question is
Do
the
you remember the great grandson of Nem and Saren?
Yeah.
The features call to your mind. And now, across your mind, the features of that young man call up The mural that you saw when you first entered the Dungeons of Nox.
The dragon born?
The first Sorcerer King, Soless, is entombed here, underneath the Dungeons of Nox. He has rested for a long time. It is time to give him his final rest. Go and destroy Soless, and then I will know that you have the capabilities to destroy an Academy Director.
Okay. But if we prove ourselves by destroying one of the Sorcerer Kings, I need something from you very specific.
Certainly.
And I'm even going to give you an option here, depending on how much you feel you can give. But I either need you, as an Academy Director, to teach me the wish spell, or give me the ability to cast it once. A scroll, or something of that nature. I have a very specific use that I need that spell for. Just one casting. Do you know it?
I do. I discovered it.
I've been looking for you for a very long time then. And it was always my plan to find you. And I need a casting of the wish spell.
Wait, we're only getting a wish spell? Not only, but like, we're just getting one.
I don't want to abuse the power, and I'm, to be quite frank, afraid of what I might do if I had the power of the wish spell. But I've been trying to get access to the wish spell for years.
For what, to get Mouse?
Yes. It's a way to bring her back, and it's the way that I've always... Since we got together as a group and started adventuring in Drakkenheim, I have been biding my time waiting for an opportunity to gain access to the wish spell. And it is sitting right here in front of me and asking me a favor.
Us a favor.
I've been working a very long time, Veo, for this moment. This is the ticket.
And you asked me this instead of your mother?
My mother flew off the moment we got back.
Hold on, your mom can cast Wish?
She never said that.
His mom can cast Wish?
I taught it to her. I'm getting a very similar... You very much are your mother's son.
I'm not asking for all the power in the world. I'm just asking to bring back one person.
You are asking for the knowledge of the ultimate spell.
If you don't want to give it to me, then you can cast it.
Yeah, you do it.
I just want one person back.
I can't.
Why not?
With every casting of the spell, you invoke a piece of the universe. More and more and more. And eventually, the more you seek to change and control, eventually you can't cast it anymore. I was able to cast it only 6 times.
Can you still teach me it?
I can. There is a more controlled way to cast the spell that allows you to simply replicate the effects of another lesser spell. But the greater uses of the spell, the true meaning of the spell, each time you invoke it, there's a chance. I've known some who have only ever been able to cast it once.
That's all I need.
But I must tell you that once you've cast this spell, you will have tasted the ultimate power. And once you lose the ability to do it, you will always hunger to to have it back. It is a hunger that is even more powerful than the hunger that you have as well. A hunger that I too know very well.
I assumed, seeing how long you've been around. I'm aware of what I am doing to myself by asking this. But everything I've done.
Then I hope you gaze hard upon the future fate that awaits you. Maybe one day, too, people will call you bitter old man knight.
With this Sorcerer King, if we don't succeed, are we awakening something we shouldn't?
Soless has slumbered for some time. But if you fail and he devours your souls, which he certainly will,
God,
we will find there will be another way.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
We're not going to fail.
No.
Kill it
But
for
if you
glory.
cannot handle Soless, you cannot handle the directorate. For one reason and one reason alone. Soless is but one man who did not see the value in collaborating with others for all his vast power. The directorate will not be so forgiving upon you. They already conspire and collaborate to find the perfect way to undo you. You are only lucky that the circumstance I find myself in with the wish spell is the circumstance that the rest of the directorate find themselves in as well. For if even a single one of them still possessed the power to cast it, they would have used it already against you.
Would we know? Or would the fate just change?
Bear in mind that I cannot speak the same for Soless.
We're going to kill a sorcerer king.
He will almost certainly use the spell against you. Best prepare for that.
Can we, like, camp here? Is
Oh,
that-
certainly.
yeah.
I'm happy to prepare.
Is there...
You should have a plan for how to deal with one of your almost certain deaths.
He's fine.
Do you happen to know, like, demon sword around here? Maybe the deal with the demon doesn't sound so bad if we're gonna fight sorcerer kings.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I feel like my wings are clipped right now. You know, Ignatius is feeling a little dull, right? He's not as sharp as he used to be. Don't have my helmet. My fingers are cold. My globe is broken.
And now you see what must be done, because certainly the implements offered to you by an entity like the Whispered Promise would be quite useful against Soless, but I can only tell you what others have chosen in the past. It has always required bargaining for more power, and that is the escalation. A bargain is made and another bargain is made, offer and counter offer, escalating, always the search for more power, because if you are not the one that is willing to seize more power, there is always another who is willing to do it instead.
Yeah.
So then...
That is the cycle.
So then the search for power is an attempt to try to be the lesser of two evils. No matter what, you make evil choices in an attempt to undo the evil choices of another.
There's always a cost.
There's always a cost.
There is always a cost.
And I know that. I've already paid a lot.
You cannot go into a battle against Soless without a plan. This is not a battle that you will survive with improvisation and trying to figure it out as you go along.
You know it.
If you go into battle with Soless like that, you will die. If you are to do this, you must consider carefully every piece of equipment that you bring with you. every resource that you have, and you will need a coordinated plan of all of your abilities used to their fullest potential. If you do not have this plan, and a plan for when that plan fails, and possibly a plan for when that plan fails too, Soless will kill you. If you do not think through every single move that you will take against Soless, you will die. Because Soless will have already planned a dozen different ways to destroy you. And with each Academy Directorate, I guarantee you each of them have already thought of 100 different ways to destroy you should you challenge them in battle. Improvisation will not save you this time.
How was Soless conquered the first time?
He was not. He was destroyed by his own hubris.
In what way?
A bargain with a lesser dragon god went awry, and it cost him his life. And thus that opportunity was taken to entomb him.
So he's entombed.
Indeed.
Oh.
But not destroyed.
No.
But he seeks power. We might be able to use that.
You don't want to give him more.
He is now more of a thrall to the demon of dragons than anything else.
So there's no conversing.
You should not expect a bargain with Soless.
What if we go to
Just
the-
as you should not expect a bargain with any of the other directors.
All right, so we're about to have the hardest battle of our lives, and that's the warm-up.
Well, I think his point was that we should plan the thing. Plan
Well-
it, not go right in.
Yeah, but we're going to have to sit here and plan it because I don't think we're leaving Nox until we do this.
We don't have to do this.
Oh, we do. We are going to be taking on the Academy Directorate. We do need the help of powerful people, including Old Man Knight here. If we want him on our side, one of the Academy Directors, one of our missions is to stop the Directorate right now from interfering. We are standing before one of the directors. Destroying Soless and gaining the allegiance of one of the directors is sure to get the rest of the directors in a stir about us. Not only that, but no matter what way we look at it, when we leave here, after this is all done, after Wilhelm's done doing his little tiny mission, we are going to be facing the Academy Directors. Technically, one being on our side is already a win. But in order to get that, we have to do this. And we might need a warm-up for the other battles that are going to come. If we don't survive this, then we were never worthy of taking on the Academy in the first place.
Are we without help?
When it comes time to face the directors, I'm not asking the king to join. Technically, I wouldn't ask you two to join if I thought I could do it on my own. I don't think I can, and I'm sorry. If it was up to me, I would hunt down and face all the directors by myself.
Certainly an admirable goal, but I do not think you possess the repertoire to do such a thing.
I've tried to get myself to a point where I could, but I'm not there yet.
No, I'm just thinking of the battles we've done before. Even Sebastian, the way we lost you before at Everett Freed. We couldn't even win that one. You think we're ready to take on a sorcerer king?
That's because we didn't know what was coming. We walked into a room not ready to face a giant acid Duchess clone. We thought we were just hunting a man in a school. This time at least we know what we're about to face. We can prepare. We were caught off guard and we tried to improvise, and I made too many mistakes.
Can we prepare properly in
One
Nox?
mistake. One mistake. And you will die.
I think we sit down.
In Nox.
Right here. We're safe here. We're safe here.
Certainly. And if you wish to leave, he gestures. And the shadows pass, and a doorway appears. There's the door.
We originally came here to you because we need the directorate's attention on us right now.
Oh, you certainly have it.
Oh, see?
Perfect.
And that of the Silver Order.
Yep.
The moment you walk through that door, it will only be a matter of time before you are either attacked by one or the other.
Mission accomplished, guys. We did
We
it.
did what we needed to do, but consequences.
Even now, I suspect that the High Paladin is contemplating even entering these very dungeons to search for you.
I'll take care of the High Paladin when we leave, don't worry. And when I say take care, I don't mean we're going to kill him. I mean that now that we've accomplished our goal, we're going to come clean to the Silver Order.
And get arrested?
Wilhelm will figure it out.
We're gonna cost him all his political points.
I will figure it out. I don't have a plan yet. I'll figure it out.
But that's the point. We need plans. We've never been
Yeah.
good at
You
plans.
should know as well that Soless was nowhere near the greatest of the Sorcerer Kings. I watched the reigns of all of them. Soless, certainly being the first, was accomplished, but he did not nearly approach the power of his later descendants. But he will be an adequate test.
What sort of a spellcaster was Soless? I know that spellcasters tend to specialize.
Now you are asking the right questions. Solus loved fire. You can expect the hottest flames from him, but there was also an imperious command of death. He will, inevitably, bombard you with the Meteor Swarm spell. You will need to be able to survive more than one casting of that spell. Should you survive, he will likely try to use Power Word Kill to destroy you.
Assuming he doesn't need real words to cast it. You don't need real words to cast things. Yeah.
And should that still not prove sufficient, he may have also a summoned guardian or two, perhaps some kind of dragon that calls to his service.
We have to go shopping.
I need to go make a deal.
But that's a... Whoa.
No, I think we do.
Also be aware that
Maybe
Solus
both of you.
will also begin by stopping time.
Yeah.
And that will be the standard play of every Academy Director you face. You should anticipate them to stop time, place a variety of harmful spells in front of you with whatever time they have, and then unleash swift and decisive things against them. You should also expect them to have their own countermeasures and defenses prepared to stop their own spells from being countered, and to weaken the effects of any of your spells and prevent you from engaging them in melee, as well as prevent you from them from being shot. Soless himself will be surrounded by an aura of flames so hot that every strike against him will sear the flesh and bone and ignite metal nearby and burn away any arrow that sails towards him.
Okay. Before we entered this hallway, there was this magical golem that you're probably aware of.
Yes.
He has 2 big shields that radiate a sort of anti-magical defense. Our magic items were essentially useless in the midst of it. If I could procure even half of one of those shields.
Was it the shields doing it?
Like that could be our ticket. I mean, a sorcerer king, like it's in his name. He's all magic. I get the big old shield of anti-magic and I start banging him in the head with it.
Pluto, that's brilliant. This whole time I've been thinking we need to fight magic with magic, but I was undone by anti-magic. I couldn't do anything. I might not be very useful in a fight if there's an anti-magic field present, but neither would the Sorcerer King.
And the magic the anti-magic can't be dispelled?
Not if they're in the anti-magic field.
But if they're not in the anti-magic.
So I clobber him in the head with a big old shield. I'm good with shields.
I'm wondering if is that something we can turn into other things? Can I have anti-magic arrows?
I'm also wondering, so...
Is it... I don't know much about spells that way, so...
But that's cool. That's really cool.
This is just another idea. So anti-magic arrows. The other thing that a spellcaster might not expect is chaos. And I'm not saying we improvise, the same way that we kind of came to Lumen to cause chaos, and that was our plan. We don't improvise, but delirium is chaotic. What if we got delirium-tipped arrows? What if we got delirium-infused blades?
That can make them stronger, though.
Or it could...
We've seen what happens with delirium, Aquax, Spurgo, and... Well, what's the other one?
The Academy produces delirium weapons.
I advise you to not rely on chaos against these opponents. Their calculating minds will far outstrip any sort of randomness that you can inject. And while certain lesser foes that you might have faced might have been susceptible to such chaotic improvisations, you will find that strategy is very ineffective. The others in the Directorate, as well as Soless, are quite capable of equally wielding the power of chaos against you. I would not count on that as a strategy.
So delirium, no, not helpful.
Not that it may not be helpful to you, but I would not. But you may find that these foes are equally capable of seizing control of a chaotic situation and turning that to their advantage rather than to your advantage.
I think anything with magic is going to be to their advantage.
Here's the hardest part. I don't think we can go in there right now. I think we actually do need to contact Eldrick and River and get them here and get some supplies.
Yes.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, in Nox, we're not going to necessarily have all the things we need. Or unless we are talking to a demon. Are we really going to talk to a demon?
If we leave, I don't know if we can come back.
I was just going to ask.
And if we leave...
If you leave the dungeons of Nox,
you're going to get arrested.
You will be... Right now, the only thing preventing you from having the Directorate coming down upon you immediately and having the Silver Order coming down upon you immediately is that you are here and safe. The Directorate, for all they believes that I am handling you while you are down here in my domain.
Are you?
Yeah,
is sending us after Soless a way to kill us?
Maybe it's twofold. Like, if we die doing it, he solves the problem. But then if we survive, it's a test.
I must admit that at the very least, it gives me, if you fail, I will have a convenient explanation. I must tell you that there's great personal risk to myself in betraying my peers in the directorate, and I do make a target of myself by doing this.
But you're saying that when you're telling us to prepare for this battle, it's what we have right now.
I am telling you that if you can't defeat Soless, you cannot defeat any of my peers, let alone me.
But you're also saying that if we leave, we might not be able to come back and we're going to have to deal with a whole bunch of stuff. So we can't go prepare.
Well,
There may be certain preparations that you can make here within Nox, for are not the treasures of the sorcerer kings of old left here?
I think we need to do some more
Do you
searching.
not have a director of the Amethyst Academy right here with, and as he gestures, the shadows fade away, and you see the glimpse of the bookshelves and treasures behind him?
We just need to raid this place.
I will not teach you the wish spell, but if there are other things that you wish to learn, I can teach you much.
You're not going to teach me the wish.
Not until you destroy Soless.
Fair enough.
But if you would like to learn how to create an anti-magic field, I can teach you that.
Like, that could be important.
Anti-magic weapons. Can you make anti-magic weapons?
I also think anti-magic. I also think we all need fire resistance.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy one, though.
And
No?
But we should all have it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I have... I'm missing my fingies, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up. My drift globe is broken, probably not super useful against him. But then I also have this sword that's mostly fire, and it's gonna feel pretty underwhelming against a king of fire, like a sorcerer king of fire. I'm gonna, if Old Midnight is approving, I want to kind of like check out the armor in here and look for a compelling weapon against the
You
sorcerer
were
king.
offered a pretty good option for a weapon.
For a bunch of other stuff. I want to see if there's like a free weapon.
Yeah,
Oh.
like instead of giving
Can I-
Ignatius away.
Can I check what coupons I can redeem first before I sell my soul? I always check first. I just kind of double check. I don't just like dive in.
And
Oh.
it might be not in our best interest to get rid of Ignatius because he might be. That might get us into
Ignatius
more
has done
trouble.
nothing
It's
but cause
Honestly,
problems.
there's a little bit of weight holding two holy relics and just giving them to a demon. I feel like I gotta double check with somebody.
What?
Like I'm going to a pawn shop.
The
being like,
worst.
"What can I do for that?"
That could happen.
You could become like sort of like an undead lich that needs to feed on souls.
And we could die.
Yeah.
Well,
And
with-
see, the thing is like you're going into this, and I just feel like you don't understand the stakes. Like if you die and the Sorcerer King kills you, number one, you don't have a soul, so he can't eat you.
Yeah.
And you just appear by your mom in a couple days. We die forever. We're gone.
No, I know that.
Do you know that? Because it sounds like you're willing to go in to fight the Sorcerer King.
If you guys don't want to do it, then you don't have to do it. And I will go in there alone and fight him.
Certainly, Solus will recognize you for what you are almost immediately and use that to his advantage. He will kill your friends first.
You don't have to come with me, and
We're-
I'm not asking you to.
We're
It is
going.
likely that he will choose this one to destroy first.
No.
He will find this one very little of a threat.
Oh. That hurts more than you know, Old Midnight. I consider myself very threatening, even to my friends. Look, I just want to check on the walls. Can I check on the walls?
Yes,
Thank you.
we're not marching in there
But I'm
right
even
now.
wondering, even in this room, it might be in. Do you know where in Nox there's even more things? Can we go and get more things before?
Yeah, can you give us like a map of Nox?
That would be great.
With like
A
circled.
treasure.
I want Nap to kind of get my
I want
bearings.
dots with a big X
Yeah.
and a circle and like a treasure chest and a
Here is
pirate
where the
digging.
demon sword is.
Yeah.
Here is where you can find arrows of anti-magic. Here's where you can find a spell that undoes all spells. Like, yeah, just
Do you wish to seek out the blade? The demon blade?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I asked the whispery lady, and she was all sort of mysterious about it. But if you've got a better way,
Yes, the reason why is because the Whispered Promise actually stole the Demon Blade and hid it away.
Yeah, what?
Yes, the Demon Blade had been under my protection for some time, and unfortunately, a few years ago, I had a bit of a dalliance with the Whispered Promise. It was a very low moment. I'm not proud of it.
We've all been there.
And she used the opportunity to steal the Demon Blade from my custodial care.
That's really
We need the Demon
underhanded.
Blade.
Yeah.
We need the Demon Blade. We need arrows.
The only thing that I was able to do was prevent it from falling completely into her possession, but I know that she has hidden it somewhere even unknown to me within the complex, protected by some kind of guardian of some kind.
Okay. Okay.
Can we always come
Okay.
back here as like a safe place?
Yes.
Will you make us go through all those memories again?
Yeah, do we have to walk through that
No,
really?
Can
no.
you shut down the Guardian at the beginning?
In fact, he offers you a stone, and he says, "You may use this to come back here."
Oh, sweet. Yeah, we'll just...
Can I go back to the floating of the idea? Can I...
Incanting it, you will hold the stone up against any wall, and it will open a wall that will lead back to me here. It takes 10 minutes for the shifting stones to open that passageway. So it is not a means of escaping, because you must hold it in place for 10 minutes
Okay.
for that portal to open back to me.
But I think in that case, I think there's more that the Dungeons of Nox can offer us to get prepared for this.
I agree. We can't go back up to the surface until we're done. Because also, you know what's going to really save us, guys?
What's that?
When we go back up to the surface and Uriel Radley comes storming in our face and we say, everything you heard was a lie, we actually just killed an undead sorcerer king in your basement.
Here's Ignatius.
Here's Ignatius.
Are we giving Ignatius?
If
We find a better...
we find a demon sword,
then I'm
all is going to be
uncorrupt.
forgiven.
I'm going to uncorrupt the demon sword.
We're going to bring the head of Soless and Ignatius and be like, Sorcerer King dead, here's Ignatius.
You have
We're
other rats
sorry.
in your basement. There's a lot of problems down there.
We're sorry that there was a miscommunication. We were actually here to do this the whole time. And then our plan worked. The directorate has paid attention to us. The Queen of Thieves is here in the city. Everything is in chaos up there.
Wilhelm will thank us, probably get a couple medals.
Yeah.
I'm probably getting a medal.
The plan's all coming together. We just need to prepare and fight a Sorcerer King, which
Who will
is...
devour our souls,
yeah,
potentially.
yeah.
At least our souls. Your soul's fine.
Stop saying that like I'm putting you in this situation. You're here. I'm giving you a choice.
No, it's a choice. I have a choice. What I really want to come back to is the part where I just wanted to look on the walls. And you were like, just take the deal. And I was like, no, I just want to look on the walls. Maybe for like a non-fire sword or like an ice weapon.
Are you trying to say that I jump into things too quickly?
Yes, you know that. You've done that since day one.
I can't help it. I'm a rascal.
That strategy has worked for you for some time.
I just
But
want
you
to
will
look.
find that with the enemies that you are making now, that strategy will no longer be as effective. It will lead to your destruction.
Oh man. I always thought that like surprise and improv was like how I
Yes, and.
yeah.
Yes, and. Yes, and.
They
Okay,
blow me up, yes, and then
No,
they kill me, yes, and it just keep coming back.
Can I steal the tower shield? Yes or no? Can I take the guardian shield?
That is 4 times the size of you.
Then shrink it?
How are you going to hold it?
I'm so strong.
Oh, I can't argue with
Do you
that.
have like a permanent reduce spell?
Those shields, when I built those, in order to support a permanent anti-magic field, that was the smallest I could make them.
Oh.
I've
Can
tried
you
to make a
carry
more
it?
miniaturized version of that for a long time, and to sustain an anti-magic field of that size on a permanent basis requires simply a massive construct.
Okay.
The spell,
Massive
no,
construct.
he is strong indeed, but
Pluto,
but
he's
no.
saying you can't carry it.
right. Let me add it. No, I think then a more appropriate thing is, can you inscribe that spell in a scroll, paper, write it down,
Yeah.
legibly for old Pluto here to read, and I read it. And
I
can-
noticed that both of you have been gifted with a ring of spell storing.
Yeah.
And I can increase the capacity of your rings of spell storing so that you could contain a casting of anti-magic field if you wanted to do so.
Because I could, if I can get in there.
And I can teach you both the spells Globe of Invulnerability and anti-magic field. You may find both useful tools against the directorate and
I have Globe of Invulnerability.
Okay.
It's in the Staff of Power. Cool.
Well, maybe you should read that spell and learn about why it's very useful to use against spellcasters.
Because any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it. And it's a 10-foot radius. We're all protected by that.
So as long as he
If we
doesn't
stay in it.
wish it.
I guess, but if he's in it.
If you stand in an anti-magic field, you can still cast spells out of it. Or sorry, if you stand in a globe of invulnerability, you can still cast spells in it. And what's cool about it is that because you're in the globe of invulnerability, you can't have your spells countered.
So this is the thing, Veo. You and I might need to stick together. Pluto, we're a safe spot.
Whereas
If I-
an anti-magic field just absolutely negates everything, including shutting down magic items.
How big is the anti-magic field?
The spell anti-magic field is a 10-foot radius.
Okay.
But if anything.
And the important distinction between global invulnerability and anti-magic field is that anti-magic field moves with you, but globe of invulnerability does not.
Can you cast anti-magic field on another target?
No, it has
That's
to be
why-
cast on yourself,
That's what I
which
was
is why
thinking,
you would
write
need.
down or.
Yeah,
So
it either
if-
needs to be
But-
cast from a scroll or a ring of spell storing if it's going to be cast from somebody else.
If it's on you and you're
Yeah.
beside him.
I want to get in there and start punching him in the head.
Yeah.
It actually, in that moment, if I'm living in an anti-magic world, it doesn't matter what sword I use.
Just also bear in mind there are some extremely powerful artifacts that can still function in anti-magic fields.
Do you know if Soless possesses any of these artifacts?
Soless does not,
Okay.
but members of the directorate do.
Is the demon sword that you had, does it operate outside of the world of the anti-magic field?
St. Tarna's Bane, as well as the Blade of St. Tarna, are both powerful enough to continue functioning in an anti-magic field.
That might be
We
worth
need
it.
Tarna's Bane.
We get Tarna's Bane. I now carry good and evil on my back because I'm the only one that can carry it.
Tarna and Tarna's Bane?
We're not taking Tarna's Blade. Ignatius's is good,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
But
We're not
Ignatius
stealing-
won't work in.
but as long as he has a demon sword that does work and he's carrying an anti-magic field,
Yeah.
I will cast Globe of Invulnerability. You stay near me. No spells of 5th level or lower will be able to be cast on us. I will still be able to cast. You'll be able to shoot magic arrows, but we are protected from everything but the worst spells.
Oh, but how many times can you cast it?
It is an
The
8th
backup
level
of the
spell.
backup.
The Globe of Invulnerability,
It is a 6th level.
6th level spell. It requires 6 charges, of
Yeah,
which
like
I will have 20.
Three times, man. Easy.
Okay. Because that's my thing. It's like, as he said, backups of the backups. We need to know if that goes down. How do we do this?
I should have a scroll and it in my spell ring.
And I can even, maybe because you can cast the globe 3 times, I should have anti-magic to be able to give to you again in my ring.
But you can only cast it on yourself
Uh,
if you do it.
oh, I thought you can just cast it on. No, okay.
No, we have to do it on ourselves. But if I just had to throw this out there, I'm floating this out. You've heard some of our brainstorming. We're very loud about it. Old Man Knight, on a scale of 1 to 10. Where's our plan landing? You can just be honest.
Like a 4.
Okay,
Okay.
we got some room. We've got some room to
We need to
go.
work on.
I got.
Well, we got time. If we can find the blade, we'll work on our plan. Come present. Base plan B.
Globe of Invulnerability, anti-magic field. We need 5. Okay, so here's the other thing. Here's some other things.
You should have a very clear idea of what each of you are going to do. over in your opening moves, and be prepared for what you're going to do when things go down. Furthermore, you should be prepared for what you are going to do in response to Soless's most powerful spells.
I can grab him and just beat him in the face. He can't be that strong. He's a sorcerer guy. Sorcerers are weak.
Hey.
You have a lot.
Physically.
You have a lot to consider, and that's where we're going now.
Perfect.
Okay, I
On
need
our 4 out of 10 plan,
Yeah.
we end the episode.
We only have ways to go up. You know, we only got ways to go up.
Yeah, we've got a lot of room for opportunity.
We got
a lot of
time.
opportunity.
Still gotta find the sword. Nothing's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
without a new sword.
We
so
can plan as we go. We still have to go hunting for the sword.
who knows what else we'll find down here?
And I mean, in game time, we're gonna be shifting to the Pluto Jackson adventures for a little while. So maybe we won't even have to fight him for a little bit, and I can look at I can read all of my spells, come up with like a checklist of.
There's no way to walkie-talkie out of Noxus there. We need a telephone line to Eldrick.
No, this is a good test of our abilities.
See, the problem is though that we have to actually be good at D&D. Like, for the first time in 5 years, we have to actually be good at what we do.
I don't know, man. I got great plot armor.
No, we don't.
Pluto's getting by on his looks. I got a book coming out. I'm not worried. You guys need me.
Yeah, no joke. Just saying, I'm gonna treat these battles like a war game.
Yeah, I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. That's why I'm like, no, I'm not walking in with half Ignatius.
I don't
and
know.
no
I don't
fingers.
normally go for the whole player versus DM mentality, but if you guys are gonna take on the directorate, get ready.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
I'm gonna miss you, Vale.
I'm gonna miss me too.
Also, for the record,
but
the book might
with-
sell better if you're dead.
Definitely
Yeah,
author.
yeah.
But with that,
More sales.
a big thank you to Jill, Kelly, and Joe for playing today.
And huge thanks to Kyle for all of his work behind the scenes. Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
And I guess thank you, Monty Martin,
Yes, thank you.
for putting the fear of DM God in me.
The elder ones. And a big thank you to our some incredible creators who provide us some wonderful assets to use in our tabletop games, and we encourage you to go out and support some of these amazing creators. The Wonderful Terrain by Dwarven Forge, WizKids and Hero Forge with the miniatures, player character artwork by Elizabeth Perot, and music by Tabletop Audio.
And of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes shirts. Check out bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
Our videos and live streams are made possible because we have an incredible Patreon community that supports our work. If you enjoy what we do here and want to help us make more, please consider becoming a patron of our show by following the links down below.
We also have a phenomenal Discord community which is exclusive for our patrons. So I really need everybody watching this episode to join our Patreon, hop on Discord, and start giving the three of us ideas.
All the advice we need, and don't tag Monty in it. Make it very DM us. DM us.
Go to show
see it.
spoilers,
Can't see it.
tag the three of us, and tell us how to survive a fight with a sorcerer king using what we've got at our disposal.
No bad ideas. No bad ideas.
Hashtag no bad ideas.
Once you participated in that discussion, you can come over onto our behind the screen discussion that I'm part of and tell me the plans that they've got.
Don't give them ideas!
No.
And then, you know, we can workshop a couple ways to undo those plans.
In a hilariously...
None of you want to see a TPK. That's not fun. You don't want to see it after all this time. Are you?
Just remember, it might not be a TPK because Sebastian might actually survive. It just might be Pluto and Veo that die this time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, with that, we got plenty more content over here on YouTube, though even if the entire party does die, there's still hours and hours of content for you to enjoy by the Dungeon Dudes, so be sure to check that out, subscribe to our videos, and check out everything on the channel.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Yeah, no stakes. No mistakes for Sebastian.
Join us next Tuesday here on YouTube when we premiere the episode at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or you can check it out as an audio-only podcast as well.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in Drakkenheim.
Bye.
Should I sell my soul to the demon so that way the Sorcerer King can't have it?